Welcome back to some more EU4 with me, Daniel, from Dan Has Fun. Last episode, we got roped into a war against the Mamluks that we didn't really want to do, because we are great allies, and Castile wanted to attack a nation in the middle of nowhere down here. Hey, France finally made it to their island. Took them long enough. This episode, we're going to see if they end up giving us anything for all of our effort. They better. We'll see. Again, hope you've been enjoying the series. If you haven't, I guess you wouldn't probably be watching this, I guess, huh? I don't know. Anyway, either way, I'm glad to see you here. Yeah, this game's always fun. I'll have to play EU5 at some point, but hasn't happened yet as of this recording. So, I'm sure it'll happen at some point. It just hasn't happened yet. What is going to happen is hopefully the Mamluk army finally get beaten up a bit, because we have been on the struggle bus. Oh, and the Enlightenment has finally triggered. Where did it trigger? Okay. That could be worse, I guess. Are we getting Enlightenment for free? That's the wrong button. We need the puck. We're getting a ton of it. Because, yeah, we have a university, we have a seat in Parliament. We don't actually have that many universities because they cost money and we haven't had a lot of that. But that'll spread really quickly. I'm not worried about it. I am probably going to do institution spread, institution spread, institution spread. Like that, just because I want it to get going pretty quickly so I can get it in our locations as quickly as we can. But for now, we are going to wait, and we'll have to just be patient. We're not going to get into that institution straight away. We're massive. I just noticed that the Mamluk leader is Craven, which probably is why everyone other than us is creaming them so badly. We're still not very good in combat. As you can see by the fact we couldn't even stat wipe that. We outnumbered them like 3-1 and we still couldn't do it. Okay, there we go. Now they're stat wiped and they have literally no troops left. Interesting that Castile occupied that, but whatever. Doesn't really matter. We are going to try and avoid getting attrition so much at this point. So, we've done, like, the hard graft here. Gonna go up to speed 4 even. Delayed salaries. Boo! I don't want to lose army professionals. That is a lot of manpower. That's gonna suck. But we are going to hopefully stop getting manpower drained to death at this point. I am not going to take your peace offer because Castile will hate me for it. Although it's interesting, they're trying to bribe me by giving me 3 provinces. I'm still going to say no. Again, I like to roleplay when I'm playing this game, and I feel like we would be good guy Greg and we wouldn't do this. I'm not sure if we actually wouldn't or not, but that's not the point. I like to roleplay as a nice guy. That's a lot of money. Cool, thank you for that. We definitely need it. We're losing money again. How do we lose so much money? I mean, we do have a lot of interest on our loans. So I get it. Sweden has declared war on Russia. Oh boy, Russia, what is happening here? They're almost fully occupied by Korea. At this point, it might be the end of Russia's career. In both literal and figurative senses, but this is why we put the claw in, though, because we don't want, like, a nation grabbing it all. Truth be told, we're not going to grab probably much more of this. We might get a bit, but we're probably not going to get a ton. We'll just have to see how greedy we get. You should get repaired rather than just sitting out at sea like a lemon. Cool. No, I'm not piecing you out separately. That's not what a good friend would do. Oh, we finally got the siege of Mecca, or Mecca, I guess, done. And I'm going to eat money to gain army professionalism because we've been so unbelievably terrible at getting it over the course of this game. Because again, doing that requires not being at war and having money. We are not very good at either of those things. Oh, and our admiral just pooped the bed. Cool. It's going to make this a pain in the bum to get my fleet back round, but it's fine. Everything is fine. Not for Russia. They gave up a ton of stuff. Oh my word, what happened here? Okay, so they what is this monstrosity? So they released Kazan all around me, so you know that we're going to have to attack that if we get the opportunity. Obviously not when Korea's defending it. Why did Korea give more land to you than they did to themselves? That's weird. And dumb. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. That's very strange. Nobody's defending Bashkiria, but I don't have an adjacent border with it. We'll keep tabs on that for now. Just interesting. Oh, we just had the Mamluks piece out. Okay, we made the right decision. For sure. So, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 provinces. That's a lot of land that we got given. And I guess Elodia's turned into Nubia? When did that happen? It must have just happened. I don't know when that happened. No idea. Not a clue. Let's call this some stuff. Yeah, I genuinely have no idea when that happened, but that's okay. Cool. I can't really help you against the war leader at this point, buddy. I'm just going to let you do your thing. We should turn off, though, the trade embargo against the Mamluks now that we can't be rival to them. Look at that. Mamluks lost provinces in our war, plus 42 power projection. And apparently we're the #1 great power, although that's not true. Look how many troops France can field. They have 445,000 troops. Okay. Cool. I got 40 favors for that. I should probably use some of these. I haven't been using favors for a while. You're capped out, so we should definitely do... do that for now, just so I can have 10 spare. You still don't like us very much, eh? I guess it's because you're just so big, and we did historically have challenges. You lovers. I'm just curious, Austria's at 10 trust now, and Hungary's at 33. We used to be friends. Repay the loan. I like having wine. Thank you. Are we making money now? 2. We're making 2. We're not exactly bankrolling, but that's okay. That's a decent general. We are going to... Actually, I can't drill because that'll cost me money. We'll still leave, what, this guy drilling? Nah, don't even. We need to save cash. We gotta save money. And at this point, we are going to have to get admin level 24. We're going to end up behind on tech again. More governing capacity, which we can't use. No, you know what? We could use it. Hang on. Where do we want to do this? Because if we go to Sicily, we don't have to culture convert, so it's a no-brainer. So So do that, do that. We didn't even have to pay to core anything, which is awesome. And then we want to do... What do we want to do next? That is Turkish, so we can do that. And then we have... That's Turkish, but with one Pontic province in it, so that's not so interesting. Croatia itself, we don't have a completed state yet. But it's weird that we don't have this stated, so we'll deal with that. Cool. That should help us make some more money. Hi, France. How you doing? So yeah, we can have a limit of 240,000 troops, which is still peanuts compared to France. But it at least is a step in the right direction. We have to get our navy back. Oh yeah, our leader is a... Yeah, no, we're not going to use you. Even though you are infinitely better than the person we just hired. I guess when we're not at war, we don't have the fleet rights. I guess you can stay here. There's no real issue with you staying in this sea for now. It's not like we're going to be defending against anybody here. Yeah, that's fine. Castile laid a claim to Portugal. That's not terrifying at all. It's very terrifying. Speaking of terrifying, what would happen... So if I declare war on Austria now... We could bring it... Well, they would be defended by Aragon, Britain, and a load of the HRE. And we'd be able to bring in Milan, Portugal, Castile, France, and Poland. Like, I could essentially cause a world war. Which I'm kind of tempted to do while France has so many units. But we can't do it right this second right now. We don't have any money. And our navy's on the wrong side of the earth. Question, would we want France, Spain, or both fleeting rights? Could we get from here? Surely we can get from where we are to here without blowing all of our ships up. Like, if you can't make it to here, there's something wrong with you. It's only halfway around Africa. We shall see. Yes, you can have a royal marriage. Absolutely. We need to move some troops around. Put the 40k stack there. The 38k stack here. The 23 is going to stay in this location. Because we know the rebellions will be strong and rude. Although we don't really need a stack up here anymore, do we? So this can come over. In fact, this can come down so that this can come over. Because this is pretty stable at the moment. Famous last words. We're not far away from getting to the final age of the game. We're really making progress. Get that cord. Oh, we have selective breeding. Oh, nice. The Dutch get really, really decent bonus off that. Have we had any special event happen to us? I don't think so. You really want soldiers from us? You want 9,000 soldiers. I guess. Oh, France is at war. But French-Canadian conquest of place name I can't pronounce. Might as well ask for military access. Thank you. You want money? Of course you do. Can I ask? No, because France is at war. And they don't have 711 gold. Cool. You barely have any manpower. You have no manpower. You don't have a ton of manpower. think I'm still going to ask for some money back. Because we definitely haven't... Yeah, I was going to say we have 51 favours. That's fine. And it would have been 61 before. Cool. Getting 2,000... Oh, we're nearly at 200,000 for our manpower cap. That's pretty decent. We're getting there. We're growing into a proper country. Kind of. I can't afford to run him, but we don't need to improve our relation with Austria for obvious reasons. Naval thought suffering. Same. Same, man. Oh, we have rebels. Where? Exactly where we would expect. So we're going to have to turn on our army maintenance. Although we're making money again. So that's good. At least for now. And our navy is in French territory. Sweet. They got there and they didn't all murderize themselves. Which is entirely preferable. Are you still protecting Kazan, by the way? No, you're not. Ah, I just moved my stack. That's annoying. Let's go take Kazan while we have a chance before somebody else does it. Because it should be free rewards. Meanwhile, we need to improve this stack of troops. Do 1, 2... So that would make you 33k. That'll do. Yep. You can have new friends that you found along the way. Malta's been given a seat, and our diplomat has just bitten the dust. So let's replace him with... I'm going to say a trader, because I need money. Money, 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 money. Money, money. You can see why I don't sing. Singing is not my specialty. I'm also thinking maybe I should get this into a level 6 fort. I'm tempted to just bin the fort, to tell you the truth. I think that's what we do. This fort is a liability. That can go. That's a 6, that's a 6, that's a 6. Ragusa's on a hill. This is a 2, so let's pump that up to a 6. If they get this far south, we're in trouble anyway, but let's make it a little bit more difficult. I don't mind them coming this way, because that really gets them off the main line. Okay, you're here. Good. Oh, Astrakhan will defend. Actually, that's even better. Okay, cool. Because we can take that at the same time. Now, here's the Imperialism CB. It's the first time we've just seen it. So if you're a neighbour to somebody, you'll now always have this CB. But we still want to do Cleansing of Heresy because it's still better, because it gives us more prestige. Not that we need it, we're capped, but, you know, at least the option's there. Now, if Armenia would come over and help, that would be absolutely excellent. Looks like they are slowly. You can stay here and siege. You can spread out a bit and just occupy things, please. Yeah, you can go backwards. I forgot to move the fourth one. It's like, I feel like I'm missing something. Yes, you were, dum-dum. Well, we can absorb these now. This is a good time to do it. In fact, I think we can even go back up to speed 4 again. And Armenia's doing its job nicely for us. Tunis has insulted us. What else is new? Cool story, bro. Cool, so they're going to be fully occupied any second now. And Armenia's even sieging their capital for me. How kind. This is very efficient. Does mean I'm going to have to leave a stack of troops up here because, you know, instability. But this was a nice, easy chance to do this. Oh, wow, Russia's giving up a lot of stuff. Yeah, you can see why I put the line in, right? Because Sweden's just taken an astronomical amount of land. Including the Russian capital. Yeah, yeah. That's all I have to say. Yup. Cool. Well, time for us to piece these guys out any second. And can I take them all in one go? With one peace treaty? No, so I have to do this. Take it all. Thanks for playing. And then I just have to wait for my diplomat to be available. Kazan, there's nothing you could give me that I would want, so... Other than your everything. So, doop, 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 doop. Oh no, Russia could be in a coalition against us. Whatever would we do? Nobody knows. But we have to pick a new rival. And... there's a few decent options in here, to be fair. Who do my allies hate? Britain, the Dutch, Britain, the Swedish. I don't really want them to attack Sweden because that'll drag me into a really annoying war. I'm just going to pick Britain as the safety option. Because they will never bug me because they can't reach me. Cool, well that was a nice easy war, up on our maximum papal points again. We should do... cheaper loans again. More tax. More morale so I don't forget. It's all this converting that we're doing. We're just getting tons and tons of papal influence. But we must be over 100% overextension to get the event we just did. Yeah, 108. No, we're not, so that'll be the only time that happens, luckily. But we do have some major unrest, which is entirely of my own making. So I'm thinking what we'll do is we'll wait until we get level 24 military tech before we then pull the trigger on declaring war on Austria and Hungary again. I'm tempted to build another stack of troops as well. What's our limit right now? 250, and we're nowhere near it. Let's grab another 40 stack once we can afford it. We need 666, which is not creepy at all. I think I mentioned it before, but there we go. It was nice having manpower. Whatever manpower is, I don't know. But whatever it is, we don't have it. That's all I know. So, these two between them have about 210,000 troops. France has double that, but you know they're all over the place. Like, they're not here. I mean, you wish they were, but you know they're not. Oh, Russia has entered a golden era. Okay, if you say so. I would argue this is not golden era material, but to each their own. That's a lot of money. Yeah, this is definitely not golden age for them, but my, well, I don't even know what this is now. It looks like I'm giving somebody the finger, doesn't it? I don't know what this is, but either way, at least it might keep Russia a little bit safer, at least from the west. Although we have Russian Russia. Okay. Yeah, we have Russia, Russian Russia, Russian no guy, then, I don't know, Big Russia? I don't bloody know. But yeah, the border gore is spicy. Speaking of spicy, I'm just going to take this one province while we're at it. I'm sorry, you are a one province miner that's going to get eaten. And it might as well be by me. Thank you for only having a level 1 fort, I do appreciate it. Thanks for playing. Castile just went to war, so they probably wouldn't join at this point. Now, neither of these guys would. But Portugal's is because they're in debt. Interesting. Not too would if they don't join. It's all about France, baby. Well, I guess we'll wait to at least be over this little engagement. 64% chance to complete the siege already. We're doing numbers. And we're failing numbers. Okie dokie, rebels. First stack. See you later. I should probably move my navy back now before I forget. There we go. Again, not that it's a huge rush, but I'd rather not forget. Where is upset at this point? So yeah, Mamlukian and Kazani. Makes sense. 92% roll. Wow, we really took a very long time to complete that. Thanks for the one province. I'll look after it, probably. I can't call your province right now, so maybe I won't look after it that well, but I'll try. I'm just going to do that and eat the one absolutism. Cool. Alrighty, so I think we're pretty close to being ready against the Austria, Hungary, Britain, like car crash combo. My only concern is that with Britain getting involved, that France might get distracted by Britain and not actually help us, which would be a disaster, because you know they've got better troops than we do. We know it to be true, we just don't like to admit it. And it was very nice of these guys to form right next to a fort. That's very kind of them. I didn't ask them to do that or anything. Thank you very much. Cool. Alrighty, so how much in Rust do we have now? We have a little bit. Independence for Iraq. Astrakhan. Like, nobody here is crazy upset, so I can probably move this stack over too. Now that we've done the job it needed to. Sweet. Alrighty, so let's get level 24 military tech. It's not a crazy number, but it's fine. And I think, yeah, you're over here. There's not really any need for you to be here even at this point. We have a fort in the area, so if things go really peak-tong, it won't be too bad. Okay, French Canada's got massive. They're not, well, they're at a war just against Kong at this point. Which is, in this case, not the dog toy. Oh, come on, man. I just moved all my units away. The other thing that sucks about this is they're not going to give me any provinces. Because I don't have any claims on Russia anymore. Because I took them all. So if Poland's going to take this land, and then they're probably going to be all upset at me about it. That's really annoying. Okay, well I guess change of plan temporarily anyway. We're going to try And piss in Poland's cornflakes a little bit. So we want to run as far into their territory as possible and try and occupy as much of this as we can so they can't take it. I know I'm being like an anti-ally, but I want them to like keep attacking Russia periodically because it'll keep them busy. I'm not going to block them all. I want them to take some land. But ideally, I'd like them to not take things in this state. That's really all I'm asking for. Don't take the state off me that I have provinces. You can have the rest, just not those. I think that's reasonable. I'm not even going to move my other stacks. I don't feel a need to. Cool. Alright. If you can stop occupying my stuff, though, that would be great. That wasn't part of the deal. Let's put it that way. You need to split here and here. And then this stack at the top that gets the worst location ever. Go de-siege that for me, please, buddies. Cool. Alright, noble family feud. Not that one? Oh, okay. Sad. Yeah, okay, so this is going pretty much exactly how I want. Like, if it was going to happen this way, this is the best possible outcome. So Poland will get a little bit of land. Not an astronomical amount. Uzbek just got absolutely demoed, by the way, by Transoxiana. And we have an independent Sibir, which is in 2 chunks for some reason. Don't understand that one. Not at all. But then again, probably won't last for very long, let's be real, so it probably won't matter that much. We will repay that loan, because I would quite like to get out of debt at some point. We're still about 3 grand in. Oh, spy in Austria got caught, so we might as well sabotage their reputation again. This stack can return to the front line, but we'll leave it split till they get there to reduce attrition. Bah, 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 bah. That siege lasted a whopping 53 days. And I am not going to the other side of the world to occupy their stuff, so the rest is up to you, Poland. See you later. I did my job. I did it well. Come on, we need more manpower than this. We're making 2.1k a month now. While we are at war, can we do... Where is it? Manpower recovery 15%. Be proud of me, I remembered. That does not always happen. Cool, some culture conversion coming through as well. Neato. Oh no, our merchant is bankrupt. Too bad, so sad. Try harder next time. Get good. This stack is too small. There you go, buddy. Give that some improvement. The fact that you are not a round number makes me sad, so we're going to fix that. There you go. Definitely not an OCD general. Oh dear. Cool, we got our navy back, so we can now Sit that in Sicily. We don't need to pay France anymore for fleeting rights. It's only 2 gold a month, but I still don't need to pay it. It's weird that that's a flat rate too. It doesn't matter what size you are, how many ports you've got. It's always just like 2. It's a weird one. Meanwhile, Poland, yeah, has gone on the other side of the world to beat up Russia, but there's literally no need to. Don't think I've seen Kalka before. Don't recognise that on the map. Come on, guys. Just end the war already. We're at 63% war score, and it's going to take you forever and a day otherwise. There we go. Cool, they heard me. We got 7 favours. So, Poland took all the land that they could. That's why we had to do what we did. Because otherwise they would have grabbed all of this, and I did not want that to happen yet. Okay, so, their war is over. Do we start a war? Do we start the Bedlam? No, because France will not join right now because they are also in debt for stupid reasons that make no sense. Okay, so, contingency plan. It's funny, we don't even have to use these conquest options anymore. We can literally just do this and it's better for it. You know, imperialism's a better CB. Chassis who's tied to who in alliances. So if we attack Tuscany again, that brings in the Dutch, and they have 200,000 troops, so I'd really rather not at this point. That sounds a bit too spicy for the pepper. I am going to put a spy in Russia just so I can get a couple of claims in so we don't run into that problem again in the future. If I attack a jam, that brings the Mamluks and Transoxiana in. That's interesting. So let's not do that. Are we just going to attack Koyakunlu again and just have Transoxiana? And I say just, they have 141,000 troops. Like, that's nothing to sneeze at. But they do have no manpower. Could I just threaten them for a province? No, they would not do it. What about Tudors? Could I threaten you? Well, that's a good way of getting Aragon in. You have, like, no troops, but your land is quite literal hot garbage. At least the literal on the hot side. No offense to people who live in this area of the world. But I just don't see a lot of value out of taking this. But I could certainly see some value out of taking, like, parts of Italy, Sicily, Sardinia, Corsica. Options. We have options. None of them are super delicious. We'll decide what we're going to do next episode, because this has run on for a while. If you did enjoy the episode, please do let me know. Hang around for some more. YouTube, being a big old meanie butt, isn't spreading this stuff around, so I appreciate it if you would. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye now.